Cygnus, the northern star, how it is affecting our health, our minds, and our very reality. We see Cygnus at 11 o'clock. You are at 12 o'clock. But as we look at Cygnus and how it is affecting your mind and your world and everything around, not just you, but everyone around you, we're going to begin by understanding what other people theorize about Cygnus. Notice that Cygnus sounds like sickness. Cygnus is invisible to humans, but it can be measured in radio, infrared, X-ray, and gamma ray wavelengths. Ancient people told of swan-like angels, knights, goddesses, and other birdmen hailing from this unique constellation. The swans that were told about this constellation were prized for their spiritual qualities of growth and rebirth. So there's supposedly a black hole next to Cygnus, and this black hole has magnetic waves and affects our very reality. And we cannot see it, but we can feel it. We feel it as if time stopped. We feel like we're going in a black hole. We feel all these feelings like we're being fragmented. So it is a time of rebirth. It is so much likened to the never-ending story. Push pause and read this. This is a read about how the COVID pandemic is directly related to Cygnus and has always related to Cygnus. Remember when the turtle came out of the hole on the Neverending Story and sneezed on Atreyu, and he said, "I don't care if I care." The Neverending Story and becoming nothing and rebirthing ourselves and transforming ourselves into a new being is what Cygnus is about, and this is why it's being presented in your art and what is happening to you in your world, but also in your greater world and the world around you. So Atreyu had to go through the 1111 gateway, the two oracles. If you become nothing and you have the heart of a child, you can get through the two oracles and pass into another reality without losing consciousness. But if you have self-importance, if you're polarized, if you're attached to the old world without letting go, you will be killed. So death and rebirth. You die if you do not let go and become nothing. And you rebirth if you do let go and you allow yourself to transform into nothing like a grain of sand and then create a new reality and a new self. That's what the Neverending Story was about. And this is what your piece is telling you. Notice that you are at 12 o'clock and you're being affected by like a spell, like just many people wearing masks. The carnival was always celebrated on 11/11 at 11 o'clock. And everyone wore masks because it was topsy-turvy day. It was a day of everything being the opposite of what it had been. So on Hunchback of Notre Dame, the hunchback became the good guy, the priest became the bad guy. We went through a shift, and this is a polar shift, a shift of good guys becoming bad guys becoming good guys. If we look at 5 o'clock, there is a doorway, a hidden doorway. This is where some people hide from being affected from Cygnus. And it's as if you have a trunk and a treasure chest of wanting to hide as well. The dragonfly reflects time travel. It's like you want to travel out of here. The woman holding a ticket is the number 38, which equals 11, reflects getting a ticket out of here. The ticket to making it through the two oracles, making it to the new reality, the new earth. The mirror at 12 o'clock reflects how you see yourself. And don't look at yourself as yourself anymore. Basically, it's telling you, see yourself as someone else. It's time to give yourself a new name, just like the Neverending Story, and a new earth. And don't see yourself as being you anymore. Start envisioning yourself as being more than you. I want you to take note of the knife or the machete at 6 o'clock. You have animals all around you. You also have the Archon helmet energy, and we talked about this in your live, how the Archons are here to put a helmet over our heads that trains our minds to see a reality their way instead of divinely led. What I mean by this is there is a divine truth, a truth that you're meant to believe. And then there is a false truth. And so be careful of the Archon and the helmet people. In your divinity, you have a holy dove and a swan, like a double rainbow over your head. And this double rainbow reflects 1111, the double world, a shift. And you are Artemis. Artemis is related to the unicorn. You are the goddess of the wild animals. You are the goddess of the moon. You have a lot of moon energy. If you look at the lion's ear, there's a moon there. You have moons everywhere. You're holding an apple. Now, this apple is reflective of an awakening and helping people to awaken to truths. Now, I want you to realize that the apple is not an easy thing. Whenever the apple is symbolized in our media or in our stories, it's always painful. The apple tree slapped Dorothy's hand. Isaac Newton was hit in the head with the apple. Snow White ate the poisonous apple. The apple is like poison because the awakening is a painful process. Realizing that we have to transform and shift and let go of our old self and birth a new self is never easy. Never. The star that's on your wrist reflects a black hole. It reflects the nothing. It reflects the shift that we all go through. Toth talks about it as a time tsunami. It's like time reverses, and it's a strange phenomenon. I don't think anyone really has put their finger truly on the truth of the magnetic effect of the black hole, of Cygnus, and how it changes our world. In your divinity, you bring disease and you also heal disease. You're the goddess of childbirth. You preferred to remain a maiden and you swore never to marry. You have the word Mary, Marry, on your arm. You also have the star system Aries on your elbow and Leo at 7 o'clock. You created unicorns because your father, Zeus, tried to have sex with you. And Zeus transformed himself into a horse and you realized something was awry. And so the unicorn reflects the phallus of a man. But also you are a goddess of chastity, keeping yourself sexually pure. And I wanted to read you something that came to me when in my book that I love. It's called The Sorcerer's Crossing, A Woman's Journey. And this is about what happens to us sexually when we mate with a man. Women, more so than men, are the true supporters of the social order, and that to fulfill this role, they have been reared uniformly the world over to be at the service of men. Every species has a biological imperative to perpetuate itself, and that nature has provided tools in order to ensure that the merging of female and male energies takes place in the most efficient way. Although the primary function of sexual intercourse is procreation, it also has a secondary and covert function, which is to ensure a continual flow of energy from women to men. Men leave specific energy lines inside the body of women. They are like luminous tapeworms that move inside the womb, sipping up our energy. This energy is to ensure that a steady supply of energy reaches a man who deposited them. Those lines of energy established through sexual intercourse collect and steal energy from the female body to benefit the male who left them there. You are being asked to become nothing and transform yourself from manhood to godhood. You are being asked to learn the art of freedom, and that means to learn to see the flow of energy. Women have to carry an excessive burden at their basic energy level, and that means a flow of energy that taxes women. Since women are the foundation for perpetuating the human species, the bulk of the energy comes from them. To live forever and to collect personal power as a woman, recapitulation and healing energy is paramount in order for you to merge from you to Artemis. Become the white wizard through following a divine order that is within you. Do not listen to anyone else. Your left hand being lifted up with a man bowing down to you is reflective of conserving your power and not giving it away to man. Notice that Cygnus comes twice in your piece, one on your neck and one at 11 o'clock again.